Tom Cruise has done it once again. Let's get into my thoughts on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Part 1. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyson, and we are here to talk about movies. We do movie reviews, movie trailer reactions, we cover major movie news, we do movie rankings. We try to do it all here on the channel, so if that sounds something that you would like, please stick around, subscribe, and check us out. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I would love to have you guys along for that journey. Alright, with that all done and out of the way, let's get on into Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and how incredible this film is. I mean, if you saw my out of the theater reaction, you can tell that I was absolutely blown away. This film was my most anticipated movie of 2023, and it was that by quite a long shot. This is one of my favorite franchises in Hollywood right now, and I think it's some of the best movie making currently in the past, 20 years that this has been going on. This movie's no exception. This movie's incredible. Tom Cruise done it once again. All these stunts. We've seen the motorcycle off the cliff. Yeah, that ain't even the craziest one here. We got the train sequence at the end that has been teased in the trailers and by Tom Cruise himself. The action in here, of course, it's top notch. It seems like with all these Mission Impossible films, they just keep on getting bigger and better. And that is how I felt about this one. All the characters worked. The story here is very interesting because it is very relevant to the time we are in currently right now, dealing with AI. Of course, this villain is portrayed by this man, but it's really this algorithm, this entity they call it. And it looks like this AI entity is trying to control the world almost to its own will, and every single country is trying to go after it, and it's up to Ethan to try to help, save the day and make sure nobody has that much power in their hands, all surrounding this key. It is a phenomenal film. It really is, and all the new characters work here. Of course, we have Tom Cruise back as Ethan Hunt, and he's phenomenal in this role. And this one, you can tell in this role, especially in this movie, how much he cares about this franchise. Heck, he's willing to risk his life for it. And I love the progression of his character, not really being on top like we usually see him in. Sometimes he is 2 steps behind because he doesn't realize how to deal with this type of AI sequence until a little later on in the film, but it takes him a while to kind of get there. So it's nice to kind of see him kind of be maybe a step behind, trying to get back to where he usually is, right up on top. Hayley Atwell is a phenomenal addition here. She's playing Grace, and I love this character. I love her as an actress, but she comes into her own here, I feel like, in this Mission Impossible film. She fits the cast really well, and her chemistry with Tom Cruise is very, very good. I mean, it carries the film in a way, and it makes you care about her character and her arc, which she has a great one of here in this film. Rebecca Ferguson is back in here. She is brilliant. I love her in these films. Simon Pegg is great, always the comic relief, as well as Ving Rhames. I wish we got more of those two together because I love him and Simon Pegg's chemistry, but their characters are in here as well. A character I also wish we got more time with was Vanessa Kirby's character. We don't really get a lot of time with her, and we also don't get a lot of time with Pom Klementie's character in here, even though I think her character was done very well here, and I like the action scenes we got with her. I just wish we got a little bit more time with both of these women in this movie. But overall, I think it's great. The villain here, the guy who plays it, I think he does a fantastic job, and of course, his connection to Ethan in the past is discovered here. And I think that he did a fantastic job, too. Some people are saying they didn't really feel resonated with him. I did. I thought it worked great. Now, the story here, like I said, about the AI feature, it did take me a while to kind of get into that and understand where they were going with it. It is a little complicated. For example, this first scene, I don't know, it might have just been me, but it took me a bit to understand what was actually going on. And I felt like that until about halfway through the film. And that's when I finally was able to understand what this entity wanted, what this entity was. So I was able to kind of tell that halfway throughout the movie. So beware of that. Just letting you know that. All right. So with that all down, let's get into what I really didn't like about the film. That's really nothing. This film worked really, really well for me. The runtime is 2 hours and 40 minutes, but you don't feel that because you are on the edge of your seat the entire time. And it's really just action to action to action, but with beautiful story told within. Chris McQuarrie does a fantastic job. Fantastic job in this one, directing this. He's directed some of the other ones too, and I think his vision as well as Tom Cruise's vision pair up perfectly, and that's why these movies keep on getting better and better. Is this the best Mission Impossible film of the franchise? I don't know because I haven't rewatched all the other ones recently, so I need to do that in order to kind of figure out where this one places. But it's definitely a great film, and it's a great summer blockbuster. It really is. This summer we've had a lot of potential, but not a lot of the movies have hit as well as this one, and obviously Across the Spider-Verse hit really well. And I think Oppenheimer and Barbie are going to hit pretty well in about a week. But, it has kind of been lackluster a little bit. But this movie is one of the best, no doubt. It is one of my favorite films of the year. I think it is in the top 2. I think it might be my second or even my first favorite film of the year. It's that incredible. It really is. I definitely want to go out and see it again. So, guys, with all this being said, my score of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is a 9.5 out of 10. I can't recommend this film enough. I mean, it's just brilliant. Like I said, you're on the edge of your seat the whole entire time. It's worth the watch. But with that being said, this is a Part 1 of 2. However, unlike Spider-Verse and Fast X, this actually does wrap up the story pretty well. This feels like the end of a single movie, with breadcrumbs leading into Part 2. We obviously can see how Part 2 is going to be, but it doesn't really end on like a major cliffhanger, which I like because it feels wrapped up and it feels like its own story. And it reminds me kind of Avengers Infinity War in that way. We knew what Endgame was going to possibly be about, but Infinity War felt like its own movie and not like a Part 1. And that's how I would describe this one. We know kind of what's going to happen in Part 2, but when we look back at Part 1, we kind of do feel like it's its own movie, which I appreciate in a Part 2 kind of movie franchise sort of way. So, like I said, with all that being said, guys, I absolutely love this one. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Are you going to go see it opening weekend, or kind of opening week, I guess? I saw this one on Monday. It's brilliant. I'm going to see it again by the end of this weekend. So, yeah. Let me know if you want me to do a spoiler review. I might do it depending on when I see this film for a second time, because I do need to see that a second time in order to do spoiler reviews, so I remember everything. But let me know down below your thoughts, guys. And until the next one, we got Barbenheimer's coming up soon. Very, very excited about that. So that's probably going to be the next couple of videos here on the channel. Very, very excited about those two. So, with that all being said, guys, I'm Tyson Honecker. I'll catch you on the next one.